Good evening to the best duo in the country.
Let's turn up.
What are your thoughts on Ken Dorsey as a possible candidate for head coach, Cam? Sorry, late to the show. Well, Scott, just to let you know, we would have never known that. But we forgive you.
My answer to that is no. I don't want a first-time head coach. We've been there. We tried that. Not even a first time at this level, like first time overall. Ken Dorsey was an associate athletic director, which is a largely ceremonial title when he was at FIU, for one part of a year. And he's done a great job as a quarterback coach in the league. Look at what he did with Cam Newton when he was in Carolina. Look at what he is doing with Big Country, Josh Allen, the quarterback in Buffalo. Hey, man, the work that he's done in that arena is beyond reproach because he was the quarterback. I think wasn't he the quarterback coach when Cam Newton won MVP that year? I think he
2015, I believe so.
So he was the quarterback coach of an MVP, and then you've seen the growth in Josh Allen. You know what I mean? Ken Dorsey is a guy, and he knows the playbook. He knows the game of football. He obviously knows how to get quarterbacks to not only maintain but elevate their performance level at the highest level of the sport. But he's never been a head coach before, and I don't need that. Even if it would have been 1 year somewhere, but no, I'm not here for that. And with all due respect, I think that he's maybe too big of a name for offensive coordinator because of the work that he's doing in the NFL. I think that an NFL offensive coordinator job is more along his career path than stepping down to the college level, unless he wants to. And I know that there's many people who've done it. Brian Daboll, he stepped down. He went to Alabama, got yelled at by Nick Saban real bad, won a championship, said, cool, I'm gone. And whereas he, Buffalo, as the offensive coordinator, who's Ken Dorsey's boss, as a position coach. So, I think that path, from quarterback coach to offensive coordinator at the pro level is more likely than anything else. And like I said, for me at Miami right now, I'm not rolling the dice on a first-time head coach. And with all due respect, we're not going to find a Jimmy Johnson who's 25, 23, and 3, at Oklahoma State coming in here and then all of a sudden turns into the Jimmy Johnson Hall of Famer that we all know and love, right? He was not that when we hired him. We've tried to go that route and find the diamond in the rough a couple of times. I don't need the diamond in the rough. Give me the big shiny one from the window that you walk by. You walk by Cartier or Tiffany's, you go, damn, that one. That's the one I want. And I love Ken Dorsey. But for head coach, right now, today, Scott, my answer is going to have to be no. Sorry.
Ken Dorsey was the quarterback's coach at Carolina in 2015. He's been there from 13 through 17.
And again, that's when Cam took his game to higher levels and won an MVP under the direct tutelage of Ken Dorsey. So again, I'm not saying that anything to impugn his ability to coach the quarterback position, but to run a program and to run Miami holistically, not right now.
Fans, of course, want to see their favorite players come back and take part with the team as a coach, administrator, and so forth. How much value do you put in that?
Not as much as I used to. And it's not even from a Miami perspective. It's from a Michigan perspective. Because, you want to get, Michigan men and everything, and you go and get a Brady Hoke who was 11-1 at San Diego State. And you know what I mean? And it's we're going to really focus on Michigan man. And my uncle, Michael Bill, went to Michigan. So trust and believe, my entire life, I've heard about being a Michigan man. And every time we go over to Ann Arbor, it's just a different kind of a thing, right? But sometimes you can be of that ilk and not able to do that job. Right? And if all things being equal, well, it's not even that. It's not even all things being equal. It's things being unequal, but at the person who's not at the top of the chart, we're going to take that Miami man or, the Miami guy or Michigan man, and we're going to use that to bump them up. Right? And that's what really we're talking about, is prioritizing those people who have a prior connection to the school. I don't care. And I did for a long time. Want to, Michigan man and everything. We want that. And then you can even, and for those who are watching or listening for the first time, I'm from Michigan. I grew up in Detroit. I grew up as a Michigan fan. That's why I say that from there. The helmet's right next to Mark's, head. Exactly. Let's go blue. Big win this week. Woo! Sorry. Anyway, in terms of Miami, you can look at it there, right? Randy Shannon from Miami, played at Miami, won at Miami, coached at Miami, got promoted at Miami, tanked. Mark Richt, I know he was on the downswing of his career. Same thing. There's been a focus on that. Manny Diaz, for all intents and purposes, was a Miami guy because he was the defensive coordinator. And then 13 days after getting a job, he came back. And using that as a foundational part of the process, to me, is definitely proven. And I've given you two different schools that I've rooted for and followed. That part of the process being the focus is overrated for me. But if we get now, I think that Mario Cristobal can be the right fit, regardless of his prior connection to Miami. But also, because I think he's the best candidate out there for this job. It is bolstered because he went to Miami. He played at Miami, won 2 championships at Miami. But we're not, again, taking a guy who would be further down the list and saying, oh, he played at Miami, let's bump him up. But again, maybe we are, because I would like Lane Kiffin. Thank you.
Well, I do understand, in addition to fans, they want to hold on to the past, and I get it. I'm a fan as well. You want to hold on to the past and say, hey, that's my guy. That's the guy I was watching 20 years ago, and now he's still around, and it's all cool, but then there's work to be done. And so, but I also understand on a more reasonable level that you could make the argument that those individuals that have a tie to that university, whether as a coach, player, or alum, or all the above, have a greater investment. They have a passion. There's a connection there. There's a pride there that is going to make them work harder, maybe in some way, or they just understand the culture better because they've lived it and helped to build it.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, to your point, there are umpteen examples at every university that's successful in the football program of coaches who come from all over the place that are doing just fine and successful when they have no tie to that university. These people want to be successful. They're building careers that they take a lot of pride in, so they want to be successful regardless.
No, exactly. And again, even like in the case of Manny Diaz, he means well. He wants to win. He wants this to go the right way, right? It clearly and unequivocally has not in these 3 years. And, we have the ability to make upgrades and changes. And I think that, moving on from Manny Diaz as a head coach is one of them. And I think that he could be, I don't know that he's going to be a national championship coach in his future, but like he can go to a group of 5 team and really iron out some of the things that he needs to develop, and then get back to a Power 5 job and probably do well. I think that is possible in his career path, but right now at Miami, no.
We've all had moments in our career where we felt unsure of ourselves or unsure of whether we could handle that situation or that assignment, that communication to a room or whatever it may be. It must be a horrible feeling to have that type of feeling every day you go to work. And I'm not saying Manny Diaz does, but to think maybe this is a little too much for me.
Yeah. I mean, it just, again, despite his best efforts and intents, it's not going that way. And, it has to be frustrating because you're trying to find all the, find some right answers, and the answers always come up, well, more often than not, have been coming up wrong, and the proof is in the pudding that, like, yeah, I think this is just a little bit too big of a job for him at this point of his career. And again, I think he can go to, I believe that Manny Diaz will be relieved of duties, right? I think that he can land this year or next year at a Group of 5 team, be there for a few years, really learn the process, implement or, fix some of the things, move forward, win a bunch of games, and we're talking 5-6 years down the line about Manny Diaz back to a major job, like a major name brand Power 5 job. I wouldn't say like top job, but like a team with a name. I don't think that that's outside the realm of possibilities, but yeah, I think that's going to take some time. I think it's going to take some growth and development for him to be able to get there.
Your order of priority or preference is Lane 1, Mario 2, or the other way around?
Lane 1, Mario 2 for me. Been that way since 2015. Let's be jerks. I wrote it on the website, said it, but hey, man, if they hate them, let them hate and watch the money pile up. Like, hey, I'm good with it, and I think, Lane wants to be here and everything. And Lane wouldn't be here forever, and that's okay. Miami's always been a 5 years and out job when Miami's good. Look at pretty much every coach, even if you take into account Butch Davis, who went through the doldrums of the NCAA sanction period to rebuild Miami, even he was 5 or 6 years and then a pro job, or you know what I mean? Like, this is that kind of a thing. And if Lane comes here and can win, he's not going to be here forever, and that's okay, But my preference is Lane.
And it might be one of the reasons why Miami was so good and so dominant, because they had NFL type coaches just one step away from taking that NFL job when they were the head coach at Miami.
When was the last time that a Miami assistant, pre-Lashley, who clearly when we got him, that was a coup, right? That was like, hey, this is one of the rising stars in the sport. He's making his own name. He's already been at Auburn. He's been at SMU. Like, this is a guy who's going to be a head coach, right? Lashley, when was the last time that an assistant got hired away from Miami as a head coach? I don't remember, honestly, and I don't think it's been really any time recently. It's always been, well, coaches get fired, and then, we have these guys, it's been middling at best, but you haven't had anybody who's like, oh, we're going to go. Miami has this guy at this position to coach. Okay, Manny Diaz, right? You're probably thinking you overlooked the current head coach, right? Yeah, but okay, fine. Manny Diaz. Before him, who? And we're seeing right now that Manny Diaz being hired away as a head coach somewhere was probably okay. Being hired away basically from being defensive coordinator and promoted to be the head coach here, a bridge too far. You know what I mean? But when was the last time that we had that? Like a Chudzinski, he went to the NFL as offensive coordinator and then got, Schiano. You know what I mean? And I mean, he has his faults, but like, he had Rutgers ranked number 2 in America. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But I think that hopefully if Miami, as reported, is actually going to open up the purse strings and build an appropriate staff and pay to really get the level of coaches across the board that Miami should have, we could see that happen more often.